So today I really wanted to get into taking initiative for yourself. Um, just the importance of your development as a person. I feel that you wait too long on other people to do the things that you really want to do, you're going to be waiting forever because they're not prioritizing you like you should be prioritizing yourself. No one's ever going to look out for you like the way you should be looking out for yourself. And this past year taught me that. Uh, you know, you always trying to accommodate other people and trying to make sure that they're straight and their timeline is matching up. But it's like if they're not ready when you are, F that. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but I mean, it's the realest thing that you can say when you're talking about taking initiative for yourself because you have to show up for yourself, regardless if anybody else is going to show up for you. Because you waiting forever, you are going to miss out on a lot of things, a lot of opportunities, a lot of people, a lot of relationships that you could have created and molded along the way instead of just waiting, waiting, and waiting, So, I want to say just know that yourself and the relationship that you have with yourself is one of the most important and fundamental things that you would have to offer yourself. The to the self talks that you have, to the self evaluations that you have, to how you carry yourself, how you present yourself. And I really do believe like you look good, you feel good. So in my journey to elevating my confidence and being able to, you know, show up for myself, I did my hair today. I did my makeup. I put some clothes on, put a little chain on, you feel me? So it's like there was nothing that was going to stop me today. Another example would be for myself is showing up for myself in my health. Changing my doctors and getting the right medications and the right treatment that I need in order to grow and flourish and look out for my future because it does matter. It's not just about what you do in the moment, it's what you do before those moments get there. So that's that's where we at right here. Season 5 we coming in really we coming down. We coming down. It's been a while. So in this very first part of this video, we are going to get into the understanding like the impact of waiting. So let's just take into account, let's say something that most of us has probably experienced, whether it was an outing or you're planning a trip or you just want to go out to eat, right? So as I discussed in the beginning, you, let's say you're the type of person that likes to plan ahead and likes to have their ducks in a row. And then you have friends or whatever, or people that you hang out with, whether that's coworkers, family, maybe y'all into the stranger thing. I don't know. But whoever it is, and they're not as prompt as you, or they're not as willing to go that extra mile for the occasion, right? The drawbacks from that is that you could start either resenting people because they don't move like you. And that's another important thing, to make sure that you surround yourself with like-minded people so that you don't have to feel like, man, that person cool, but Shawty don't ever show up for me. She says she want to do X, Y, and Z, but when it's time to do, get down to the nitty gritty and start paying or planning or whatever the case is, it's like no one is there because that's not who they are. But you have to accept people for who they are, and you have to recognize that up front. Like if you know that your friend is always late, maybe you should tell them be a little early so they can get there on time, because it's like the worst that they could do is be on time because they're not gonna show up on the on the dime for real. Like it's just not gonna happen. And like we all go through that. And you know the next thing we are going to get into is exploring how waiting can lead up feelings of powerlessness and frustration. It does, because it's like, say you want to go on this adventure, and you're waiting, or let's say somebody asks you on a date. Matter of fact, and they already asked you, do you already got your clothes, you already got your everything, you're ready for this date because it's been so long, it's been about 7 months or whatever, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I can't wait, da 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 da. And then next thing you know, it falls through. And now you're like, wow, I thought I was that girl. But wait. You still are that girl. Do not get it twisted. But it can make you feel like, what was I not enough, or what happened? Like, that can happen. And you just have to remember, like, everybody's not on your timing, or your wave rather. They're not always going to be ready for that type of commitment, or uh that type of relationship, that type of bond, because some people get scared, but you can't really do nothing about that. Oh, now I do want to talk about creating the life that you want for yourself starts with you. Nobody in this world could give you what you can give yourself. It's like you have to fill up yourself with all the love, nourishment, and everything else that's going to come with that. So don't look to other people to give you the life that you know that you deserve. And it's crazy because my evolution of the word deserve on its own is crazy, because like my old self would be like, nobody deserves anything. Like, what did you do to deserve that? Like, what's that? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But now it's like going to another side, just turning my head just another degree, has allowed me to open up my mind to be like, well, do you deserve the things that you have? Like, the life that you've created for yourself, do you feel like this is it? Like, you can put more effort in. You could do more than what you're doing. Like, you have all the gifts inside of you, and you just need to water those seeds in order to grow. And it's so important, because if you don't, then everything dies. The harvest dies. And then what are you left with? A whole bunch of excuses, a whole bunch of, oh, I wish I would have. Like, instead of getting to that point of rock bottom, because we all hit it. We all hit it. I believe that. Like, it takes us to get to like a really dark place in order for us to see, like, you know what, the light does exist, and I can get there, and I can open this door, and I can do this, and I can do that. Like, that's just what it is. And it's okay, because like I was telling somebody earlier, I was like, my life isn't linear. It's very much up and down, up and down. I'm gonna have my high points, and then I'm gonna get brought down, but at least I'm not flatlining, because I'm still alive, and I'm breathing, I'm flourishing, I'm still thinking, what can I do to better myself? What can I do to become the woman that I want to become at the end of the day? And it starts with taking initiative for your actions, for your words, how you move, like how you speak to people, how you interact with people, how you interact with yourself. Like I said, like, you are the thing that matters the most in any of this, because without you, something else falls through, you know? So you just have to be very willing and ready to commit to that lifestyle of harvesting your talents. But yeah, moving forward, taking ownership of your desires. When you know what you want, life gets real crazy when you got it. When you're so dedicated to the person that you want to be and the things that you want to have, it all comes full circle for like its entirety. And I've seen it. I've seen it in me before. So I know it's real. And it gets to the point where it's like, yeah, I want to make this movie. I want to make this podcast. I want to learn how to do this and do that. I want to harvest these skills so bad that those things, those words that you're speaking out, the manifestations are definitely attracting it all back to you and honing it all in just for you. It's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. And along with that, it makes all your chakras align, and it makes like you super hyper aware about like the things in your life, because it's like, dang, I do notice when I have ugly talks with myself that a lot of things in my life become ugly. When I speak highly of myself, things that I never thought were possible that are positive are happening to me, like to me. Out of everybody in this world, they're happening to me. But it starts with you, man. It starts with you. Um, you cannot just say you want things. I know I've talked about this on my podcast before, but we in the new season. But you definitely have to say the things you want. You have to reiterate those things in real time. Sorry. You have to reiterate those things in real time and actively work on them. You have to be able to say, I want money. How am I going to get it? How am I going to do it? How am I going to attract this thing to me to make sure that I have this tool to go on and do the things that I actually want to do with my life? How do I get out of this 9 to 5 or this 7 to 7? Because like 12 hours is a lot of time to be putting in. And then like you break down the workday and you're like, wow, I literally work 12 hours a day. Yes, you can break that down and say I only work 6 months out the year. But first of all, who even said we wanted to work 40 hours a week in the first place? We're not going to get into that because this is not what this video is about. But anywho, I want to take a time to speak on one of my, maybe he's one of my favorites entertainers in this Chris Brown. Yeah. And the only reason I go so hard in that realm of supporting him and following his pages and is because he's human and he seems extraterrestrial, because it's like after everything that you've been through, you still took such an ugly situation to that you and other women were placed in at the time, and you've been carrying this on your back for almost 2 decades, because he's in his 30s now, and it's like you took that and you still persevered. He's on his 11th album right now. It's 2024, just in case y'all don't know. And you still going on tours. You're still making music. You're still making my heart glow. And it's like nobody really understands, because a lot of people don't listen to the music. They listening to other stuff. They're getting distracted by the non-important factors of who this man is and his character. And it's like, no, I never met him. I would love to meet him. I've seen him in person. Oh gosh. And it makes my whole body it's inspiring. It's like, how do you get knocked down that much on a daily basis? And people always are going for the negative narratives for like of you, and it's like, in your heart, like, you're not who they say that you are. And like, yes, everybody had their trials and tribulations, and you served your time to society, and people still look at you like you're just nothing, or like you're not putting in the work to be a better person. And it's like, through his music, I understand his story more. And like, yeah, it's not every song that he's finna pour his heart out or whatever, but the ones that matter, oh, it's a different feeling. And it's like, you see things like that. Or even if you want to go take a different route and say like Beyonce as a child bullied, just because she didn't want to be around, like, she was a loner. Now she one of the biggest stars. Like, these two people are some of the most recognizable names in the media. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you take those situations where people don't like you because you're pretty or you're smart, or they just know that you have something and you probably haven't harvested all the way yet, but they don't even want you to get there. So they start trying to bring you down and make it seem like you're nothing. But the initiative to keep doing what you're doing, no matter who is following you, who's on your team, who's going against you, it doesn't matter. Like, that's what this is about today. Like, it's deeper than all this unimportant stuff, bro. Like, the relationship that you have with yourself and making sure that you get what you need to get done for you will make you feel so much better. Cause like, even I'm going to the 11/11 tour. July. So it's like there's been people who were like, "Oh yeah, we all need to link up. We need to do this. We need to do that. Oh yeah, I'll go." Da, 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 da. And you're like, you're trying to figure out, okay, I'm ready. I'm willing and ready to set aside this much to do this, to do that, and then like you don't get no text back, or you get the "oh I'm sorry's" and like the excuses, and then it's like, man, I really wanted to do this with this person, or I want to do this with this group of people, or so have you, or things just fall out of place, and if you wait too long, it's gone. Like this example is very recent, very fresh. The tickets went on sale last week for like artist sales and pre-sales and things of that nature. He had one show in Atlanta that was going to be July 5th. The very next day, another show got added. 2 days after that, another show got added because the demand to show up for somebody, and with that being said, those seats are gone. Those opportunities are gone because other people came in and said, "I am going to do this for me, whether this person likes it or not." And I mean, let's just, it's a very simple example, but it's real nonetheless. Like, this is real life. This is what I literally go through. So I just make sure that I align myself with people who are like minded and who want to experience life the same way that I want to experience it, because it makes it easier to get along with these people and to share ideas and like compromise. Like everything is just so much easier when you are around people who are meant to be in your soul family. Like you just, that's it. That's it, man. Anywho, I know I went on a little rant, but it's important that you guys hear this, and it's important that I have it for my keepsake too. So it's always good. Um, we're in the and we're in part 3. That's insane. Overcoming fear and self doubt. People might get mad at you for living the life that you want to live, and it's because they think they know better. And it's not always bad intention on their part. It could be just they're comparing your clean slate to their slightly experienced slate, and they are trying to look out for you, and it may not add up to the same thing. You know, it might not be the same outcome. So it's like you have to really be strong in what you stand on and what you are ready to take initiative for. Like you have to say, well, I'm gonna love this man because of this. Don't matter if he is this and this and this and did this and did that, and you know what I'm saying. Like it's different things like that. Or I'm gonna go to school because I believe in the system. Or if you don't believe in the system, like it's a lot of different things that can be applied here. Once you get over that fear of losing friends and losing people out of your life, it'll be easier. It'll get so much easier because it's like, well, now you don't have to worry about letting them down because they're not there anymore. Everybody's not going to understand why you do the things that you do, but you do them because they're important to you. And oh, I'm going to go back 2 seconds. Um, Throughout this last year, I've had intense moments of sadness, and you know, um, just things just kept happening back to back to back to back to back. And I'm like, why? Why me? Why me? Why me? And I'm like, why is this happening? Like, I have so many goals. I have this. I want this. And it's like, you couldn't really control it. And it was like, it just got really crazy. But once you let go of, are these people going to like what I produce? Or if I put this out, is it going to get this many likes or this many views or this many followers off of this one piece of content? Like, once you stop caring about all of that, you just do you, and things are just way more organic. And those who like it. Those who love it. And those who hate it, gonna hate it. Like, it is. What I'm really saying is, it is what it is what I'm getting to. Like, you can't worry about all of that. How do you overcome these obstacles and refrain from negative thoughts and building self confidence. Oh, how do you do that? You have to practice. Um, this is something that I'm actually working with right now, like trying to not stop caring, because it's like you never want to defer from who you are in the inside. Like you never want to let a situation or a person make you just, you know. But when you're tired, you'll change, and that's probably the most because it's not a one step, two step type system that gets you there. It's, are you tired of people treating you like a lame? Because that's what had hit me when I started to change and just be like, I'm gonna write this script and I'm gonna film it and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna promote it like like it's going to theaters. I'm gonna do this podcast. I'm gonna do this video. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Regardless, people not expecting you to do it. It doesn't matter. Do it because you want to do it. It doesn't matter how many people. Do you know how many brands of bread there are? How many brands of milk? Did you think that just because one farmer had this type of cow and this had another one, like they got different ingredients? Like no one is you, and that's a staple. No one is you. When it's important to you, you gonna go get it. When you can't live without it, you gonna go get it. Yeah, nothing's gonna be able to stop you, and it's gonna be so exhilarating. It's like I wake up with a zest every morning. Like I started a new podcast recently called Sweet as Diabetes. I am a type 1 diabetic, and I've been trying to get help for the last 5 years. And this year, in November will be my actual 5 year anniversary since I've been diagnosed. I noticed things way back before I even got diagnosed. I just didn't know what to do um, with that information or with those symptoms or whatever. But now I'm creating content that will help other diabetics in their journey. A lot of people don't like to talk about their illnesses and their disadvantages, but I feel like that's my superpower. I know that through learning about my disability or my disease or however you want to go about it. Like I just have diabetes, but I'm not diabetes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't define me, but it does make me aware to help other people. I have a gift. I'm going to use my gift to show people how to take their insulin or what it means to have DKA and what it is when you need to know, like, hey, something is wrong with me. Like maybe I need to get checked out. You know what I'm saying? So when you feel that fire, that flame, you gonna jump to it. You gonna be ready. So that's not gonna be nothing too crazy or whatever. In this part, we are going to be talking about how to adopt a proactive mindset. Everything is practice. What you're doing, what habits are you creating to become the person that you want to be in the future? You are somebody right now, and that's great. Because once upon a time, you were not that person that you are today, yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So, in order to be proactive in your approach of becoming a better person or becoming a more positive person, you have to practice what you're preaching. If you need to read books or watch videos or do the things that you say that you're going to do, that is probably going to motivate you the most when you show up for yourself and you do what you say. Just a quick example. For the month of March, my goal was to do 12,000 steps a day. Even when you're tired, you do it. When you're not feeling good, you do it. When you're hurting, you do it. When you're sad, you do it. When you're happy, you do it. It doesn't matter. You have to show up for yourself. If you don't show up for yourself and you're not serious about your development, nobody else is going to care. Nobody else is going to do what you need to do for you. So, I mean, it's up to you at the end of the day. But the things that I do, I write my goals out. I make vision boards quarterly. I make my year 12 weeks at a time, and I try to get everything that I would normally want to do in the span of a real year in 12 weeks and make though I have 4 years in this 1 year to expedite my process to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do, saying what I said you know what I'm saying? Like it's an accountability factor. Like you can't just write things down and not do them. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Like how's the world going to reward you for doing the things that you saying you're gonna do, but you never do them? How does the universe know that you want something bad enough if you're not actively going towards it? If you're not looking for ways to get to it? Like once you set it in your mind automatically filters out everything just so you can have a path on on that thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look it up one day and I'm gonna see what it's called just so I can share it with you guys. But it is a thing. I think in order for you guys to grow the very most is to make sure that you take on new challenges, take on new opportunities, stop being scared to grow and to change. To change and to grow are very much interconnected. And that's why a lot of people stay stuck, stay stagnant, they stay depressed, they stay mad, they're angry inside because they don't know what to do. But if you stay the course, it'll get brighter. I promise that. I know it will because it has for me many a times. As many times as I've went to my lows, to my highs, wherever I was in my journey, it was like you can feel how you want to feel right now in this moment, but you got to get back to yourself because y- you don't have no options. Don't give yourself the the opportunity to fail because we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Nurturing independence and self-reliance. Exploring the connection between independence and personal fulfillment. Oh Lord, that's a good one. That's a good one. I be doing my ones and twos with this, but let's independence. Let's just define independence. First, when you do things on your own, you do things by yourself. Now, personal fulfillment are basically your goals and actually achieving them. So, through that connection of, hey, I'm going to take accountability for myself and I'm going to do these things and I'm going to do them with excellence. You you automatically you're setting yourself up for a successful rate, and even if you fail, you know what not to do next time when you go back out and do it again. Uh, that for me, it definitely makes me feel like I got an example. All right, so y'all may have seen my hair tutorial or my makeup tutorial for today's look, and I spoke on how people are overcharging for goods and services that we could definitely do ourselves and save money, look good, feel good. And you know what I'm saying? I am so independent that I did this for myself because I know I can. And if more people had a desire to learn more skill sets, we could have a community that, hey, I can do your hair if you do my this, and I can do your that if you do my this. Like, instead of making money the primary thing that you want to earn, because money is a tool, but if we already had those things done, I feel like we would have a more fulfilled life. Because money, I mean, the only reason it exists is because we make it exist, and we make it to the point. Because even it's just we're not gonna steer off because that's for another day. Um. Oh. Okay. So comfortability with solitude is another thing we have to talk about today. Like, this is a jam-packed episode just because of the fact that it's the first one. So, I had to do my ones and twos on it. But all of this is very much connected. Being comfortable with yourself will impact the fact that you have to take initiative for yourself. All right, y'all follow me. Because once you take out the people, take them out, throw them out, cool. Now you're left with yourself. Now you have no one to blame for any successes or failures except yourself. And in that, you gain a light. You gain a light that no one can take away from you because every decision that you make will impact you, and you own, well, not you only, but it will impact you, whether it's good or bad. You can't blame anybody, but it's your decision, and that's freedom. That's freedom. You don't have to worry about anybody coming in and disrupting your peace because you're okay with what's going to happen because you know that you got yourself. You know, like you don't have to worry about people disappointing you for not showing up for you because you show up for yourself. Best feeling. Best feeling. Um how do you develop independence and build a strong sense of self? Make it a habit to show up. Make it a habit to do what you're going to say and do what you're going to do regardless of whatever's going on in your life. Um because we all have those times, like I said earlier. We always trying to find, well, I don't feel good today. I can't do it. Okay. Finish line pushed back. It's all up to you. Like you don't make excuses for when things aren't going the way that you want them to go when you're too lazy to get up and do what you need to do, knowing that you need to do it. Welcome to part 6. Welcome to part 6. Lord. Balancing collaboration and initiative. Acknowledging the importance of collaboration in relationships and achieving goals. I feel like the best way to do that is to get with like-minded people. Because those people, once you have that goal and everybody can see it, everybody working towards it, and like everybody actually supporting one another, everything comes together. Everything becomes sacred in a space that you feel safe, you feel supported, you feel like you can be yourself, you feel like you can express your ideas fully without feeling like, oh, if I say this, then they're just gonna shoot it down or they won't understand. Make them understand. Yeah, like you have to be very confident in what you're building with your community and with your people. That's your soul family. Find those people that um, want more out of life than just comfortability or just want to pass along, just want to exist. Um, Now, if that's you, find people like that. If it's not you, those people are going to really do a number on you. And they're going to let you down because they're not looking for the same things that you're looking for. It's just as simple as that. How to strike a balance on relying on others and taking initiative. I would say, I would say to do that, you just really need to be aware about who you're telling your information to. Um, Remember that privacy is protection. Um, Also, knowing that everything does not have to be done by yourself. Just find the people who want the same things as you. That is going to be major. It's gonna keep coming back because if you keep putting yourself in situations that allow you to be disappointed, that's what it's gonna do. It's gonna disappoint you. So I truly do believe that. You just gotta find your family, find your people, bro. If that person does not fit who you are and who you're trying to become, y'all will figure it out. Y'all gonna see. Know when someone has it in them. You gotta feel it. It's a feeling that you feel when your whole entire group is striving, and you need to know their strengths and weaknesses. I feel like the most simplest thing that you can do to cultivate your community is to talk to them and to help them, and you help each other. Because when you talk to each other and you interact with each other, you see like, oh, I didn't know that such and such knew how to do this and that and this and that. Okay, cool. Now this person can teach this person, and this person can. It's a cycle, you know. So you just have to make sure that you're watering each other. Make sure that both or all of you guys are growing, and not just staying stagnant. If you see somebody in your group that is just like falling behind, help them out. If if you but only if you see that like only if you know that they have it, they just struggling at that moment. Go and help your people. We are coming to the end of season 5, episode 1. So, um, the main things in this episode that you should really take away is to show up for yourself, stop making excuses, um, water your people, choose your people wisely, um, know your limits, know what you want, and carry on. Make your plan, uh, and you go for it. Cause if you don't, somebody else will, and they're gonna take your dreams. They're gonna take your life. You know. So when it pops up in here and you feel it in here, you go ahead and you make that feeling a reality, and you bring it out. Because we're creators on it. We are creators at the end of the day, and we gonna learn at our own pace. We're gonna move at our own pace, but you make sure that you moving. Don't stay still. Um, make sure that you just make sure you always going for what you want. You don't ever want to go back and just be sitting there like, dang, I wish. I should have did this. I could have did that if I would have just did that. We are young and alive, and we're breathing, and you just be grateful for every day that you have. And every day is another opportunity. Every time you think of an idea, that's another opportunity. That's the universe pushing for you, rooting for you. When you don't have anything left, maybe you've hit rock bottom, and that's okay, because you can always bounce back. Even on the most solid surfaces, there's just a little bit of vibration that'll bring you right back up. So don't give up on your dreams, on your desires, on plans, trips, whatever it is. Just keep doing it. Stay the course. To maybe help out a little, keep a journal, a reflection journal. Talk about your day. Talk about how you feeling. Talk about your goals. Be ambitious. Be hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do it. Like, stop making excuses all the time. And this goes for me too. And that's why, that's why I make my videos. So this is my reflection time. Because at times when I'm not feeling my best and I'm thinking, I'm like, how can I? And I just go back and I look at myself and I'm like, yeah, I am that girl. I'm a goddess by right, my divine right. I am a goddess. I don't care. But I do want to thank you all for joining me on this. Oh, I've been doing this podcast for so long. I'm just really excited that y'all are still rocking with me, still helping me share my podcast and talking about my podcast and everything. Y'all can come on the podcast if you really want to. I would love to hear y'all thoughts and y'all day-to-day lives. Like, I like stuff like that. Y'all know that. So yeah, like but yeah. Y'all can follow me on my personal page on Instagram at _Sanai, that's SENIH, or you can follow my DBYT Productions page also on Instagram or on TikTok for both of those names. And I'm Taisha, and I promise I won't bite my tongue. And I will see y'all next week when we go to episode 2. You feel me? All right. Bye.